Good evening. I'm Sierra Fox. Tonight, we're continuing to follow that breaking news. Fox 5 has confirmed D.C. Council member Trayon White was arrested by the FBI. White represents Ward 8 in Southeast D.C. Fox 5's David Kaplan is live outside the Wilson Building in Northwest. And David, what have you been able to uncover so far?
Yes, Sierra, we've confirmed this through Council President Phil Mendelson. He confirmed to Fox 5 that Trayon White, who represents Ward 8 for the D.C. Council, was arrested by the FBI around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Now, Mendelson tells Fox 5 that he did not have any knowledge that there was any sort of investigation into White. We also have to be clear off the top here that we don't know what these charges are or what the nature of these charges are. There's still a lot of questions swirling around this as this news is broken late this afternoon. Fox 5 has reached out to the FBI. They are not commenting at this time. I spoke with another source who told me that they're trying to get additional details as well, but that the people that the source has reached out to for more information don't have any. Fox 5 also has calls into White's office as well. We have not heard back from them. White was just on Fox 5 2 days ago talking with our Chad Ricardo about the needs of kids in Ward 8 and the importance of good role models. As for Mendelson, his office out with a statement saying, quote, both public trust and integrity in elected officials is critically important. We are trying to gather the facts at this time. And, quote, White was first elected to the D.C. Council in 2016, so he has been serving since January of 2017. He also just recently, this past June, won his primary with ease, getting over 50% of the vote against two other opponents. So,
and then he was automatically slated to just be nominated and run again. Why? Because nobody is going to pick the Republican side, or the real race was in the primary, because we all know that people are automatically going to vote blue, and that's where the main race was. Here's the biggest thing. You've seen this guy, and he was doing all of the community service and all of this stuff, and I'm going to give you guys an update. So I have another video that I want to show you guys. But make sure that you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also on top of that, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. He was up here and he was doing all of the community service, and he had the people behind him. And he was, I'm with Trey, and they did their little slogans and stuff. But you have to understand that all of these people are susceptible to the financial windfalls that is being proposed to them that ultimately will cause them to sell out their community. And so what is selling out? It's basically taking profit and not necessarily doing the thing that's in the best interest of the people, but continuing to portray yourself as for the community. And we think that selling out is based off of the fact that you do business with people that don't look like you. But in reality, he was already selling y'all out, and he just being exposed for it. And it took the Department of Justice and the FBI to ultimately arrest him. And I'm going to show you exactly what he got arrested for right here, right now.
Now let's talk about some breaking news. We've got details about a story that we've been following since yesterday afternoon. In the last 20 minutes, we've learned why the FBI arrested D.C. Councilmember Trayon White. Now, according to a release from the U.S. Attorney for D.C., White has been charged with bribery. He's accused of agreeing to pressure D.C. government officials for contract renewals in exchange for $156,000 in cash. Investigators say those officials worked at the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement by DYRS. Now, the contracts in question involve two companies providing violence intervention services in the district.
Violence intervention services. These were two companies that were basically getting taxpayer dollars to provide violence intervention services. So they were the ones, based off of what it is that I'm seeing here and what's being reported by the news, and I've been deep diving into this, they were the ones that ultimately they were defunding the police for, so that they can get to the core root of the problem and the violence intervention services. Took $156,000 in bribes, or was pressuring people to get $156,000 in bribes. So when you see these people protest, they're protesting for their own best interest. The only difference between him and all the rest of these Democrats, honestly, in my opinion, is that they are smart enough to be able to cloak it, and they probably go through some kind of intermediary, whatever. And this is just my own personal assumption and opinion, so don't take it as fact. We can't convict people in a court of public opinion. We actually have to have proof like we have now. The only difference is that these people know how to do it a little bit more sly. So when you see all of these legislative officials all of a sudden somehow come up and get rich, but they still wearing the Kunte Kinte tie and the black, the red, white, the green, and all of this, and they got their little braids, and you want representation that look like you when they young and all of this stuff. And these people become lifetime politicians for a reason. If you ever want to find somebody that's true to what they believe in, they have to have no vested interest in themselves, and they have to be in a point in their life where not dependent on resources to survive. And so at that point, then they truly can become community service members, but they smart enough and they have the business acumen as well as the honest to God integrity to do the thing that's in the best interest of the people. Those are the only ones that can serve. But when you see a lot of these people coming up based off of diversity, equity, and inclusion, trust and believe that they are susceptible just like everybody else. And I don't know anybody that was looking to go into public service knowing that the salaries that they get and thinking that they're just going to live a regular life. It's not popping. It's not happening. But let's continue to hear the rest of the story.
Contract renewals in exchange for $156,000 in cash. Investigators say those officials worked at the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement by DYRS. Now, the contracts in question involve two companies providing violence intervention services in the district. The Ward 8 council member was arrested around 2 p.m. yesterday in Southeast Washington. Witnesses tell us the FBI surrounded the area and went into an apartment complex on K Street with long guns and went up to the penthouse suite.
Let me look up real quick. I just want to make sure that we all on the same, what's his name? Trayon White salary, because all of these salaries are available for public. Okay, so he was making $167,000 a year. Oh, I'm sorry, $154,000. Annual salary $154,000. Yep, you're making $154,000. An estimated net worth of $1 million. Elected D.C. council member in 2016 after winning over Marion Barry. Man, this is silly. This is crazy. And if you look at him, he got his Black Panther gear on. Oh, man, I got to show y'all this. Honest to God, I got to show y'all the Black Panther gear. He got his Black Panther gear on. Shout out to T'Challa. Oh, man, all of a sudden he got rich at 40. Come on, man. Get out of here, bro. Get the heck out of here. $154,000 salary, net worth of over $1 million as a public servant. Been doing public service since he was in his early 30s for 7 to 8 years. All of a sudden you got a net worth. He was in the penthouse suite, y'all. He was in the penthouse suite. You can't make this up, bro.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was something pretty serious. They had the block shut off for a good time.
Now, we've reached out to White's office and his campaign staff, but have not heard back just yet. White is expected to appear in court this afternoon. We'll have updates later this evening on the news at...
And Anton from antondaniels.com will definitely be following this story. I added it to my iPad. I took notes on my iPad so that I could go ahead and stay up to date. This is one of the stories that I got to follow. But I'm curious, and I'd love to hear from any one of these diversity, equity, and inclusion people exactly how this is going to play out. And do y'all still trust the people that look like you as going to do the thing that's in your own best interest? And obviously, D.C., one of the most impoverished, messed up environments. And I wonder how much it's changed over the last 7 to 8 years with him taking over the spot from Marion Barry. I'm curious as to what y'all think. Again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order. Plus 20% off of life. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune into the Q Show tonight. Man, this is absolutely insane, bro. Oh, my God. This is dumb, bro.